Hello and welcome to the CIA Corner. This is where we make commentaries, investigations, and analysis on topical issues. Yes, you can also be a part of this show. Do well to subscribe, turn on the notification button, and connect with us across all our social media platforms. My name is Obed Jerry, your co-host for today. Now, the story for today says federal government. We've seen how things have been hard in the past times, like since last year till now, how the hardship in the economy has risen very high and how food price has gotten very high. So the federal government came out to say that they are disbursing a palliative of 42,000 tons of grains to Nigerians, to the poorest of the poor. So let's go for a very quick break. When we come back, we'll look into the story proper. All right, welcome back from that very quick break. Here's the story saying the federal government, through its spokesperson, the Senator Abubakar Kyari, the Minister of Agriculture, that the federal government would be disbursing a palliative of 42,000 tons of grains, a very huge sum to millions of Nigerians, to the poorest of the poor, like we call it. Now, what is amusing is how would this disbursement be done? Knowing fully well that we saw what panned out during the COVID-19 era, exactly in 2020, around, let's say, June, July of 2020, where we saw that governors and even as low as local government chairmen, our next door neighbors here, that they were hoarding these palliatives to the extent that it was in their warehouses, in their houses, in their storerooms, and it was there and it got spoiled there. To the extent that some Nigerians that were very hungry and knew about this palliative, how to go into these warehouses, break into it, and started stealing from it. These things that belong to the people, these things that the government made available for the people, was now being stolen by the same people. They still came out to, the people in charge of these palliatives still came out to give excuses that they had plans to share it. When were they making these plans to share it? When these people have been very killed with hunger, or if their poverty rate has increased a whole lot. Now, from another angle, let's say the government now, since it's another government run by President Tinubu, not like the former regime and other past regimes. Let's say he has a very good measure to make these people in charge of this palliative accountable. Like there would be evidential method of sharing it to every family, every household. Now, let's say another angle is, why now are they bringing palliative measures? There are other things that are bothering the country at the moment. We have the insecurity, we have the high price of food and normal commodities, normal basic amenities that we are supposed to have. And like Femi Falana-San said earlier on, that the government should, through the price control board, make regulatory price, static prices for goods and things that we are supposed to buy and consume. Now the Nigerians, we are not asking that we should get everything free. Nigerians are hardworking people, and we know that. We are clamoring that they should make static prices, affordable static prices. If you come out now to the market and go into like 5 to 7, 10 stores, the price for each commodity that you price would not be the same in these same stores that are in the same place and they buy their goods from the same angle. Now, if you ask any of them, it will always boil down to the price of petrol, the removal of subsidy. They would say, yes, okay, I bought my own goods from Cotonou. The other person would say, I bought my own goods from Port Harcourt. You don't expect their transport, the cost of transportation and the cost of importation of these goods to be the same. So that's the excuse that they are giving. Now, it still boils down to making measures to curb this removal of subsidy, because we know that when the President Tinubu was sworn in last year, he immediately removed subsidy, and we all had in mind that he had plans and maybe a subsequent plan that would help us cushion the effect of this subsidy on us. But we are seeing that to an extent there is no huge plan. And just recently we could see that the Dangote refinery that was said to be up and doing by December last year hasn't been up and doing, although there has been a very huge progress, because we could see yesterday a news came out that they wanted to import crude oil, and they've imported, I think, 30-something thousand barrels of oil. It's a good start, but we know he still needs more for that refinery to get working. And before that will be completed, it will still take months. Now the angle of high price of food, the angle of inflation, and how the naira is losing value to the dollar. Every day we hear that the naira is plunging from 1,000 to 1,2 to 1,3 to 1,4 to 1,5. Now the CBN released $90 million to different banks to help them bring the naira out, bring the value of the naira out. But would this still be applicable to the black market dollar rates? No, it won't. The black market dollar rate, the normal Aboki Forex market, will still sell in their normal high rate. And if this dollar was in normal circulation, if the naira had a huge value, most persons would not patronize the black market rate. We are not saying it's good, but because it's an easy and very accessible means. You just get there. You don't need a very proper transaction to get it going. Well, we look out to see the plans that they have, but the government should, while giving us what to eat, show us how to get what to eat at even an easier way. If you share this palliative at this moment, what then happens to the foodstuff that will be used to cook it? Or will they just start eating ordinary rice? Once you just wake up in the morning, you just start eating raw rice like that. It doesn't happen that way. They still need foodstuffs to still make it ready. And it still boils down to petrol again, because some persons use kerosene, some persons use diesel, while some use gas, cooking gas. And we see that cooking gas is striving from 1,000 to 1,2 to 1,3. Even some places, some gas stations sell as high as 1,5. If I have rice at home and I don't have the resources to cook it, what is the essence of having that rice? So the government actually has to look into these angles. The angle of the petrol and its subsidizing method, and the angle of putting a stable price on food. These foods are something that we are paying with our own money and we are not complaining. But the only thing we are clamoring for is make it available and make it affordable. Just these two plans, make it available for the poorest person to be easily get it. Sometimes you would want to buy something, you get out to the store, you find out it's only one person that would have it. And that one person now would then hike the price. You have little or no choice than to patronize it, even at that higher amount. So the government actually has to look into these issues. The palliative wouldn't and shouldn't be the only thing that will be thriving in Nigeria at the moment. Let's just say it's a plan B to cushion the effect of hunger for the meantime. If the palliative is being shared, let's say this week, it should be something that they make plans to just cover this whole week and then continue with other plans to make the country a better place. And one last thing that bothers me is why the government would make it look like they are keeping us in poverty while feeding us to stay alive and enjoy that same poverty. Yes, their news have been making rounds on the papers and in general that the government has a very specific warehouses where they store food that is not being shared, that is meant to be shared to Nigeria but is not being shared. Now you come out to give us food while ignoring the part that we have to look into the high price of food, the high price of dollar rates, how the naira is losing value, the insecurity rates, and the high price of petrol. The petrol in general includes the fuel, diesel, and gas that we are using. Cooking gas, not just even gas that the cars use. Cooking gas that is supposed to be very, 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 very cheap and affordable to everybody. Well, now, let's see how it goes. Let's see how Senator Abubakar, the Joseph of our time, that would want to help us bring out a food measure to help us sustain famine. But we are not in famine, but we are in a subtle famine. Let's see how the Joseph of our time would carry out this event, and let's see if he would go as far as advising the government to look into especially this food aspect. Remember, a hungry man is an angry man. Please do well to wait behind. I'll give you more updates. That is why you have to subscribe, turn on the notification button. And if you have anything to add to what I said here, please slide to our comment section and drop your comment. If you have anything contrary to what I said here also, please drop your comments in the comment section. Connect with us across all our social media platforms. My name is Obed Jerry, your co-host for today, and this has been the CIA Corner here on TAF TV. Thank you.